34% of Americans say they believe most people can be trusted.
Well, how many guys I gotta go through before I get to the one that ain't gonna waste my time?
I just don't know what a man could provide me at this point.
So it's like whoever tries to come into my life has so much competition.
All across social media, more women are openly saying they are stepping back from dating. Not because they can't date, but because many feel like modern dating isn't just worth the emotional cost anymore. And what's interesting is the reaction this is getting from men online.
I am going no contact with men for the next 6 months. I do not want to date at all. I'm not giving out my number. I'm not going on no dates. I don't want to get to know anyone. I'm not responding to no DMs. Bitch, if a nigga want to kidnap me for not giving him my number, take me. Okay? Like, I have never been the type of girl to do too much. Like, I ain't never touched no nigga clothes. I ain't never touched no nigga shoes. I ain't touched a nigga car. Like, nothing like that. But I really feel like the next nigga that play with me, bitch, I'm gonna do you something. So, to keep confusion down, bitch, what's this? November, December, January, February, March. Bitch, until May, don't contact me.
Stop sleeping with men that aren't about it. Stop sleeping with men that don't know how to dress. Stop sleeping with men that don't make any money. Stop sleeping with men that are just perpetual excuse-making fucking losers. All right? They don't have a life and people around them and things to show for their success and all that thing. If they don't have that stuff in place, stop sleeping with them. And that will force a nation to change. That's really the answer. Stop dating. Stop sleeping with broke dudes. Stop dating broke dudes. All the way. Their priorities are way out of whack. If you're a broke man, you should not be dating women. You should be focusing on getting your life in order and start learning to not only be able to provide for your fucking self, my God, but also for the people around you, which includes your woman. Don't you want to? If you don't want to provide for your woman as a man, there's something wrong with you. You're broken, okay? So, if you're not going to learn, then just all women should stop sleeping with you until you learn some goddamn responsibility.
I just be so uninterested. Like, there's so much I want to do. I want to act. I want to do my first stand-up comedy set. Like, I want to do so much. And every time I give my attention to a dude,
I'm tired. I don't care. I don't care. So, your mother and your grandmother probably sick and tired of raising your ass, but here you are. You were probably tired of school at one point. Does that mean you drop out or do you finish the course? See, it's the attitude of thinking, I'm tired, that's going to repel good men from wanting to deal with you. They're not going to be around you and try to hype you up just to get you in a good mood because you're tired of dating, always seeing the worst, always experiencing the worst. So what? We got to fall off. When we fall the fuck off, we got to get the fuck back up, put on your working boots and get back to work. I've been on this app for the last year trying to get y'all to see what is the best strengths and the best things about me and how do I bring that out into the market and be resilient out here, because it is going to be hard, it's going to be tough. That's what life is. Every other aspect of our life we got to work for, and dating is the only thing that we feel is supposed to just come and plop. Gold is supposed to plop into our life because Disney told us so. Hell the mother F no, girl. Get those boots on and get out here and put on your stomp and stop playing games, because this whole tired thing, I will tell you right now, good men are going to run from you the minute they sense, oh, she's going to be, it's just going to be a problem. It's going to be a friction point. They're going to go deal with somebody who's not tired. They're going to deal with somebody who keeps, yes, going through trials and tribulations, gets back up and has a good-ass attitude. That's attractive. Somebody who is resilient, who has a great attitude about life is going to be attractive. Not the one who keeps saying, I'm tired. Then just stay tired. Or decide to say, you know what, I'm not tired. Yeah, all right, it happens. Life happens. So F what? Why do I feel so entitled that I shouldn't be tired on the pursuance of something so amazing in my life? The most significant thing I could pursue. I'm not supposed to be tired. You are. You are, and here you are. Let's go.
Hey ladies, is it just me or does it seem like everybody is burnt out from dating? It seems like every person I meet, every person I talk to, whether it's my friends or my work friends or my male work friends, especially them, everybody's burnt out from dating. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it seems like I can't find nobody. I want to be in love. I want to be booed up. I want to have a relationship, but I'm just not having any luck. And I'm about to quit. I'm about to give up. I'm finna just be single. Y'all, what's going on? The women are saying it and the men are saying it. Like, how is it possible that everybody allegedly wants to be in a relationship, but can't nobody find nobody? Either somebody's lying or somebody's lying. And I know that we, at least like my generation, I feel like have gotten very comfortable with the idea of just being by yourself. like long term. So it seems like everyone is kind of turning to like, well, if I don't have a person, if I'm not in a relationship, like it's fine, myself included. But like it feels like we kind of losing the drive to get in a relationship. And like I said, I don't mind being alone for forever, but I didn't think that everybody was gonna be alone. To me, again, this is just my experience, but it seems like everyone I'm meeting is coming to the conclusion that maybe I'm just not ever going to get married. Maybe I'm just not ever going to have kids. Are we all going to be 50, 60, 70 years old living with our best friends? No kids to be found? Everybody? Like, it seems like everybody's just at their wits' end and they don't have the patience to try to work things out. We all are just kind of giving up very easily. And that is, I don't know, it's kind of shocking to me. I don't know. What is in the air? What is in the water? I need somebody spiritually tapped in or one of the astrology girlies or something to tell me what's happening in the stars that makes it seem like can't nobody get with nobody. You don't want the men and the men seem like they don't want us either. What are we gonna do?
When I tell you that I have zero interest in dating ever again, I mean that. Like, there is not a single thought in the back of my mind that thinks, oh, maybe one day or what if. Like, I've dated enough men on the spectrum of good guy to doesn't give a shit to know that they have nothing I want or need. And it's at the point where I can't even imagine myself on a date with a man because the thought of asking him how his day was makes me cringe. Like, number one, I don't care. And number two, if you tell me it was bad, I'm going to assume you deserved it. Like, that's where my head's at. And I know people think I'm projecting when I talk about how happy I am to be single and free, but as long as there are women and girls who are forced into marriages or who feel like they can't leave for financial reasons, or their own safety. I feel like being single as a woman is the ultimate privilege. I just don't know what a man could provide me at this point. Like companionship, like I have my dog and my friends. Intimacy, like are they even good at that? If you've never been in a long-term relationship before, you might not realize how fast that shit fades. Who's gonna take care of you when you're older? I am so focused on eating healthy, rarely drinking, lifting weights that hopefully I can take care of myself for as long as possible. But beyond that, I invest in my friendships where we look out for each other. And how many men do you know who are excellent caregivers, especially to older women? I actually have so few problems now that I don't date. Like, I'm way less anxious. I spend less on therapy. My pH is balanced. The thing is, being with a man will always include some sort of compromise. And if that's what you want, power to you. For me, I never want to compromise again. And I don't have to when I'm on my own.
You men do realize that women are choosing to stay single. They're choosing to be single than actually being single. I have a lot of men on my TikTok comment and they're like, oh, where's your ring? Oh, where's your boyfriend? Oh, where's your husband? Y'all, I choose not to have one. It's not because men don't try to talk to me. It's not because men aren't in my DMs. It's not because men don't want to take me out. It's not because men don't want to marry me. I'm choosing. I'm choosing to be single and I'm choosing not to have a man because it's embarrassing. Literally having a man right now is quite literally possibly the most embarrassing thing you could do right now. Like, it's kind of like an extracurricular activity or like a hobby you don't really want. It's like, why? And I think it's so funny how men are so quick to hop on this app like, well, you're not married. Why would I want to get married to someone who's going to cheat on me? Every single person that I know that is married, about to get married, or in a relationship is either getting cheated on or literally miserable, and misery loves company and they just stay together. Does not sound fun. Literally, you're not selling me on the product at all. I choose to stay single because my expectations are not going nowhere, okay? My expectations are honestly still in the fucking gutter, to be honest. But I have self-worth and self-respect, so therefore I'm going to stay single because why would I just get a boyfriend because everyone's telling me to get a boyfriend and then have them treat me like shit and cheat on me? I'd rather just be single and do my own thing. But I just think it's hilarious how men like come on here and they're like, oh, well, you don't have a man. Yeah, I don't want one. I don't want you. I don't want one. Having a man is like having a child. I don't want to take care of anything. I don't want to take care of you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to listen to you just run your mouth about how you're going to do all these things for me and then don't. I'm single because I want to be. Not because men don't try to hit on me. And I want to make that very, very.
Men have ruined relationships completely. The state of relationships are just terrible because of the men. Men continue to lie, to cheat, to manipulate, and to take advantage of women on a regular basis is getting to the point where women are completely exhausted. And now that the women are exhausted, anytime a good man shows up into their life, they don't even know what to do anymore because they don't believe us. They don't believe the good men. The good men have a very hard time showcasing or just showing up for a woman that is a good woman. I'm just disgusted. We're supposed to be the leaders of society. We're supposed to lead by example, but we continue to just ruin everything. When is it going to change? Well, I know when we start doing the work. This work. Sorry. Just ranting today.
What you are seeing here isn't just frustration about dating. It's something deeper. It's a shift in how people are interpreting efforts, relationships, and emotional return. Because for a long time, dating was seen as something you actively participate in. You show up, you try, you adjust. But now, more people are starting to ask a different question. Is the effort I'm putting in actually worth what I'm getting back? And that's where the reactions start splitting, because some of these women are speaking from exhaustion, while some of the responses from men are coming from confusion, even disagreement, and neither side is necessarily imagining it. But this is where the conversation gets interesting, because it's one thing to say you are done dating, it's another thing to understand how that changes the way people actually interact, approach relationships, and interpret intentions. Listen to this next set of reactions, because this is where the perspective shifts even more.
Best advice I can give to any woman that is building out her own $1 million career and brand is to stop dating men. Just stop. Just go cold turkey. No dating and no intimacy. When I took this vow for myself for 2 years, I was like, I'm not going to date anybody. I'm going to get super laser focused on locked in, because men can be extremely draining. They are known to be energy vampires. And if they're not making your life better, they're actually just wasting your life. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stop dating. And in those 2 years, I was so laser focused on my business that I built a multi-million-dollar company. It's about to hit $5 million very soon, which is insane. I got the house of my dreams, the car of my dreams, the life I've always wanted. And I did it so quickly because I didn't have my energy leaking into other things, into problems, into an emotional roller coaster that in my 20s men would always put me on, because I was such a lover girl. I would invest all my focus and time into the relationship I was in. So now that I've built my stability and my self-confidence, now I'm dating, and now it's so much easier because I don't go around anybody who would dare waste my time. Right? Only around somebody who allows me to be myself, allows me to focus on my goals, and doesn't deter me from it, and doesn't put me on an emotional roller coaster. And when I was in my 20s, I didn't know how important that was, right? Because in our 20s, we're like boy crazy. We're told that our main goal is to have kids and get married. And I was like, fuck that. I want to be a millionaire here.
Nobody's dating anymore. And no, it's not because people are lazy, shallow, or afraid of commitment. It's because we're all trying to build love in a system that was never designed to hold it. This isn't a you problem. It's not even a them problem. It's a world problem, and we've all been dragged into it. First up, marriage. Not happening. People aren't coupling up at 22 with matching towels and a mortgage anymore. Why? Because we can't afford love and dental, duh. And if you do find someone you vibe with, you still gotta cross-reference credit scores, trauma loads, and whether you're building something or just filling space until they figure it out. So people are going solo, delaying marriage, skipping kids, and replacing intimacy with curated solitude and memes about emotional damage. We're independent, but not necessarily on purpose. Stay with me, because this brings me to work, like the jobs we clock in for. Remote work was supposed to be the dream. You roll out of bed, no bra, microwave a coffee 3 times, and boom, you're a functioning adult. But with fewer partners, fewer coworkers, fewer daily interactions, a lot of us are just sitting in silence, screaming inside group chats that don't reply. That's not freedom. That's isolation in disguise as freedom. We traded cubicles for freedom, but freedom without support is just isolation in yoga pants. And the gig economy? The gig economy. We were promised flexibility, but it's more like, congratulations! You're the CEO of your own burnout. And it's not that everyone wants to be famous or an influencer either. It's that no one wants to work full time and still feel broke. The jobs that hold the world together don't come with stability anymore. They come with back pain, burnout, and $27 left by Thursday. We turned caretaking into failure and spectacle into value. We forgot that some jobs aren't glamorous. They're holy. Most high-paying jobs now are capital jobs, not societal ones. The guy shifting imaginary numbers on Wall Street makes 7 figures, but the social worker keeping families from falling apart, they're crying on their lunch break making $20 an hour. Tell me again how that's okay. We are not rewarding people who sustain life. We are rewarding people who extract from it. And then, if you do want to be one of the smarty good ones, like a therapist or a nurse practitioner, congrats! That'll be 6 years of school, $100,000 in debt, and the privilege of being broke while you save lives. The path to freedom requires 5 years of unpaid internships and a master's degree in burnout. And the middle path, dignified work, fair play, no burnout, doesn't seem to exist. You want to know what's really sexy? Living within your means. We know the system's broken. We're just too tired to fight someone's uncle in the comments again. Like, yes, Mark, I do believe capitalism is unsustainable. No, I don't have the energy to debate it between my 2 jobs and this stress rash. And let's bring in identity really quick, shall we? Back in the day, identity was like, I'm John, I fish. Now it's, I'm demisexual plant-based Virgo who's pivoting from UX design to somatic healing while exploring my inner child and launching a newsletter about dopamine regulation. We're free to be anything, but nobody warned us that freedom comes with an infinite existential crisis and an identity buffet where every dish might give you spiritual food poisoning. So while we're spiraling about who we are, student debt is suffocating us, housing is laughable, and climate change is throwing hands. And instead of helping each other, we're either too busy fighting online or closed off from the world. Because the American system trained us to turn on each other or to close the world out. Trust in people? Only 34% of Americans say they believe most people can be trusted. That's not just sad, it's apocalyptic. It's the village is burning and everyone is live streaming it energy. We are in a spiritual dissonance, people. Our bodies are humming one rhythm, rest, community, meaning, and capitalism is blaring dubstep in the background, screaming, monetize or die, baby. And I'm sorry, but no, I don't want to build a brand. I want to be held. We're not broken, people. We're just awake in a world that keeps gaslighting our gut. And then we get told to fix it with hustle. Launch a business. Monetize your hobbies. Become a boss. Man, launch what? The microwave? We don't need passive income. We need passive nervous systems. We need to stop measuring worth in productivity and start remembering that being human is not a brand strategy. It's not that we're bad at dating. Maybe it's that dating can't survive in a world this spiritually malnourished.
A lot of women are choosing to stay single. And, that's not because, women are bitter or angry. It's just simply having lived through life and assessing the benefits versus the disbenefits of doing something. Because if you look at this through a patriarchal lens, where we've come from over centuries, women's identities being stolen by men, histories being rewritten, men are providers, men are protectors. No, it was always women who were protectors of communities and providers. We've had laws come in specifically to stop women thriving, stop women owning property, stop women opening bank accounts, to make women dependent on men. It's never been a natural thing that women would need men. It's something that patriarchy created and designed specifically by those interventions. Then you look at the systems of control around misogyny and the impact of that. men being given complete carte blanche, permission to harm, rape, kill women at will right across the world. And it's absolutely crazy that home is the most dangerous place for women and girls. So, when I was seeing that trend that was going around saying it's quite embarrassing to have a boyfriend, I was thinking, yes, I agree. But I actually go further and say it's actually more dangerous to have a boyfriend. It's more dangerous to have a husband or a partner. If you look at the stats, so it's not just the physical side of this. So, if you're not killed, you're going to be physically injured severely. You might end up with long-term physical problems. But there's a lot of research out there about the physical health impact. So as in long-term physical health, long-term conditions I'm talking about here of repeated trauma. There are women who have been in abusive relationships ever since they started dating. So if you're a woman now in your 30s or 40s, you started dating when you're 16, 17, and every single man you've met has been abusive, coercive control, etc., you're going to end up with long-term conditions, physical, back pain, chronic pain, hypertension, heart disease. This is going to cut your life expectancy. So if you were to get married and have kids, you start looking at all of the unpaid labor that goes with that, your career, the impact. I mean, the world is completely fucked in that way, in terms of the way it was designed. It was designed for men by men. So the bottom line is that it makes absolute sense that women are looking at all of that and thinking, why the fuck would I do it?
No desire to date. I have no desire, and I'm 32 now. Let's talk about my dating life. And I'm about to just let this camera roll. I'm starting to get very scared at how comfortable I am alone. I feel like so many women that I know are always like ready to go on a date, ready to get to know someone. And I'm just getting so scared because I have so much fun flirting when I'm out and meeting men and XYZ. I think until it's my person, I'm not gonna have fun doing it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You have to date to find your person, but I just have this strong feeling that he's going to find me. I just need to be in alignment with my career and the things that I want to do, and then that's the space that I will find my person. For instance, Jasmine Tooks. She's married to one David Barrero, and they met when she was working a Snapchat gig, so I feel like she was doing something that was part of her destiny, her job, her alignment with where she's supposed to be, making money, whatever, and then she met him. For me, I'm just like, going on dates and stuff seems so counterintuitive from just the natural progression of someone finding you, and I do understand you have to put yourself out there, but I feel like me working is going to be me putting myself out there. Like, I don't want to be, if I'm in the club and I find my person, sure, great, but I would prefer to be acting in a movie and then I meet my person that way. So I just have no desire to date. I feel like, that's what I should be gearing to, because obviously I would love to have a child realistically at 35. Like, I think that would be a perfect age where I wouldn't feel like I was too far that way or too far this way. Like, it would be a perfect meeting point for me where I did my life, I was old enough, I don't feel like I'm giving my life to children and sort of being resentful for it, and I've spent so much time relaxing and maxing just like giving my life to myself. But people always ask me if I'm dating, and I think that's because of Love Island. That's where I was introduced to the world, was on a dating platform, and that relationship didn't work out and people just want to see me happy. So I know where it comes from. I know where the question comes from. But the way I just be chilling, like, I love doing life by myself and with my family. Of course, if I didn't have family, I think I would be seeking a relationship very strongly. But yeah, I just have this strong feeling that my husband's going to find me when I'm in alignment doing what I'm love to do the most, and then I think all of those things will naturally just sweep me off my feet. Sort of like Meghan Markle, she met Prince Harry and then she had her first child at 37, I think. I just see my life going that way. I feel like I don't care to date, and I think I just answered my own question just now, actually, that I'll just continue to be in alignment and they'll find me.
I have been single for 9 years. My last real relationship ended in 2017 when I was 27 years old. And I don't even feel like I was even really in love. Like, I don't even think I really knew what love was like in my 20s. And in my 30s, I've had like little situationships here and there. And even still, I was never in love and never felt like I could bring them home to my family and meet my mom or anything like that. But looking back on it now, I would rather be single than end up with any of those people that I used to be with. And it's just so crazy how much I really did have to learn about myself. And I truly do understand the reason why God has slowed down this journey for me of like settling down, because there was a lot of work that had to be done internally first. And the peace that I have now just by being by myself is unmatched. So it's like whoever tries to come into my life has so much competition with this little bubble of peace that I've built for myself. I have gotten past the phase of like feeling sorry for myself, like, oh, I wish I had a man. Like, I have gotten past that. And sometimes the grass just looks greener on the other side. I know that some people in relationships probably look at me and they're like, God, like, you're so lucky to have this time to yourself. So it's like really just how you look at things. But it's just really strange just thinking that I'm 36, single, no kids, and I kind of getting to that point where I feel like I don't even know if I want any anymore. I've been having these conversations more with my family and just kind of opening them up to that reality, because I feel like for a second everyone was just like, oh, for sure you're gonna have kids. I'm not gonna rush into having kids just for the sake of having kids, and I'm not gonna rush into getting married just for the sake of being married. Decentering men from your life is the best thing that you can do, and just center yourself. It's no better feeling than pouring all of your love into yourself and investing in yourself and just making yourself better. And yeah, go on the dates, have fun, whatever, but it's not everything. And it's so crazy now because I've just gotten extremely picky. Like, I haven't found someone that I'm actually attracted to, that I want to get to know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just because I feel like I just have it so good on my own that I don't even want to risk this piece. If you know, you know. If you're in this type of position, you know that you're holding out for the best of the best, and you've learned not to settle, and that's why you've gotten this far. So anyone else that's in my shoes right now that's been single for this long,
I have always believed that when a woman is single and she's in her 30s, to me, that is a huge green flag. Contrary to how society perceives women that are single in their 30s, I think the exact opposite. Oh, she's running out of time. Her biological time clock is ticking. She doesn't have a family yet. She's not married. She must be a failure. She can't keep a man in her life. Her beauty is fading. No one's going to want her. She's expired, no longer for any good. I think the opposite. The reason as to why I think the opposite is because when a woman is single and in her 30s, clearly she doesn't care to live in accordance with social standards and cultural norms. A lot of women in their 30s are expected to be married and have kids. And if she's still single and she's in her 30s, she doesn't care to live by those standards, which shows independent thought and which shows that she has high standards for herself. And I find that to be extremely attractive. You guys know how it is, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got family members asking you guys, where are the kids? Where's the family? Where's the husband at? You're in your 30s and you have not given in to that social pressure, and that shows resilience, and that, in my opinion, is sexy as hell. Another huge reason as to why I believe that single women in their 30s are a walking green flag is because they don't need a man. They're clearly okay with being alone and not having a romantic partnership in their life. This means that if this woman decides to share her life with you and you share your life with her, it is because she genuinely wants you for who you are, and she doesn't feel like she needs you around. The last thing that I want as a man is to be with a woman who feels like she needs me around because she thinks she's running out of time, so she's just settling for any man that gives her enough attention, enough time, and enough validation. And that is the beauty of single women in their 30s. They don't need a man's validation, but if they want a man's validation, it is genuine. They don't want it out of desperation. They want it because they're genuinely interested in the man. And I've always said that it's significantly more important to be desired over being needed.
What I think some men don't understand is that you can't lead women if you don't like women. Some of them are not looking for a partnership. They're looking for a prison sentence for you. They want you to be their little inmate. They can dominate and control, that they can feel big and strong, because when they're walking amongst other men, they don't feel big and strong. But they'll tell you over and over and over again, they're only loyal to their bros. They'd rather be with their bros. They'd rather have an expensive dinner with their bros instead of somebody else's quote unquote unappreciative daughter. That's where they'd rather be. And that's who they'd rather be with. They don't want to hear your voice, your opinion, your input. They don't want to hear your concerns. All they want you to do is make them a sandwich, give up all of your autonomy, cook, clean, do the laundry, sign their name on the birthday card, pick up the birthday cake, decorate the house, invite everybody over, and they just want to stop by and say, love me and mom. They want marriage to mean control and not partnership. Their disdain for women bubbles up inside them every time they talk about what women deserve. That's why they say, I want flowers too. I want dinner dates too. I want princess treatment too. I want the soft life too, because they don't really like women. You have to be with men who like women or they will make your life miserable.
I keep hearing about the male loneliness epidemic. And baby, I had to chime in because they're not really asking the right question. The question is, why are women deciding to be alone? Yeah, that's the right question. Because women aren't opting out of being loved, cherished, held. They're opting out of disrespect, imbalance, and harm. That I can do bad all by myself, that didn't come from nowhere. That came from experience. Because when a woman grows emotionally, financially, mentally, and the man refuses to grow with her, that's not a relationship. That's a liability. And instead of addressing that, the conversation centers men's feelings. That's the patriarchy. It calls them lonely, isolated, struggling. But no one is asking, what role did they play in that isolation? Because women didn't just wake up one day, poof, and say, I want to do life all by myself. That's not how it went. What they said was, I refuse to keep carrying what's breaking me. And baby, that's not rejection. That's self-preservation. Yeah.
Some of the reasons why women are tired, exhausted, and almost giving up with dating men. Please listen to this video up to the end. First reason, number one, toxic masculinity. It's very true that these days there are many speakers, many podcasters, my fellow men, who actually try to teach men on how to act and behave like men, but forget to teach them on how to act and behave like men when with a woman. These same men end up becoming very domineering, controlling, and above all, emotionally, they cannot become vulnerable to their women. And this makes it harder for women to date them. Reason number two, objectifying a woman. It's very true that these days, every time a woman meets a man, the first thing she's worried about is what this man wants, especially in terms of sex. Most men, and I don't mean all men, listen to me, most men have made a woman to become an object of sex. So every time they are chatting, talking, meeting them, planning to even have a date, they are preoccupied with having sex with such a woman. And that's why most women are very tired of dating men these days. Number three, inconsistent effort. To start a relationship, to date, it needs effort. Two people planning to meet, to talk, to communicate, to chat. Two people, not one person. So when somebody is always canceling plans or not picking up phone calls, ghosting, and even showing lack of interest, like one of the videos which I talked about recently, eventually most women get tired of dating altogether. Number four, commitment issues. There are very many men who can string a good number of women, and he knows very well he's not heading anywhere with them. The danger is that this man takes all the time that the woman has invested in his life without knowing that the same man has several women. And now, because the woman has experienced that with the past men, eventually she knows that this same man here who is wasting my time is just going to take me all the way without even saying whether he is dating her or actually he is his boyfriend. Number five, poor communication. Communication is two-way. But these days, when you want to ask a man, who are we? What are we doing in this relationship? Chances are very high he will stop talking, he might block you, or end up never meeting you again. So they dismiss a woman, and eventually you will never hear from them again. That is why women are getting tired of dating these days. Number six, dating apps and the hookup culture. Online dating has become very popular, but the problem is people have normalized it. And when I say people, a majority of the men, they have normalized how to meet a woman, how it's so cheap to date several women online and just meet them for sex and nothing serious. Number seven, safety concerns. When a woman is dating, she's very worried about not only her physical safety, but also emotional safety. If she's a single parent, she's worried about her children. And because it is very risky to involve a stranger in your life, any woman who is very careful about her safety will always be tired of trying to find a man who can assure her and her life is under safe hands. Number 8, unrealistic expectations. As I wind up on this video, there are very many men who are putting so much pressure on a woman, leave alone the society, on how a woman should dress, should appear, should behave, while for them, they can do the opposite of what they want their women to do. And because of these double standards, it's very easy for so many women to get tired of dating. And lastly, emotional burnout. I hope this video did not make you get tired to watch and listen to me. Yes, repeated negative experiences with men that keep on misusing and betraying a woman, eventually all women will get tired of dating.
So when you listen to all of this together, it starts to paint a bigger picture. It's not just women stepping back from dating. It's not just men reacting to it. It's a growing disconnect between what people are being told about relationships and what they are actually experiencing in real life. And maybe that's why this conversation is getting louder online. Because for some people, dating advice feels empowering. But for others, it feels like it doesn't match reality anymore. But here is the truth. None of this is simple. People aren't just giving up overreacting. They are responding to their own experiences, their own expectations, and their own disappointment in modern dating. And maybe the real question isn't whether people should just keep dating or stop dating. Maybe it's whether modern dating itself has changed in a way most people are still trying to understand. And what makes this even more interesting is how men are reacting to the advice women are actually being given right now. Because once you see that side of the conversation, the picture changes again. So in the next video, I break down exactly how men are responding to the dating advice women are being told online and why those reactions are sparking so much debate. And if you've been watching this conversation unfold, you don't want to miss that one. I'll see you in the next video.